Hey, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is well. So, welcome to today's Zoom. Zoom. Welcome to today's Zoom session. I hope you can all hear me loud and clear. So I don't have nothing much to say. Apart from what we've been watching happening around the markets, just to get straight into the chunk of the meat, we've been watching around what's happening in Ukraine, and I think today's day 6, either day 6 or day 7. You know, they're ahead of us in time, so I don't know how they're counting, but I think today's day 6 of the war continuing, and I think they've headed into the night. So I think they'll start their day 7 when it's today evening or something. So yeah, I've been watching, just looking around what is happening. Of course, the uncertainties in the market have brought a lot of volatility in the market. We've been seeing what happened to gold last week, what has been happening to the dollar, what is happening to oil. If you're an oil trader, oil is at 108. It was up about 12% yesterday. Crazy jump. We haven't seen this high since 2013, 2014. So it's important to pay attention to that. So that's what has been happening in the market. So it's very interesting, and remember, volatility creates opportunity. So some people see volatility as a lot of risk, but it depends on what you mean by the risk. You know, what I mean by that is, if you set your stop loss this low, if you set it this high and still risk the same amount, then there's no difference. Okay, it's all about your appetite on how long, how far you can let your stop loss be kept. Okay, but the risk is the same. You can put your risk like this and still risk 1%, and put it this big and still risk 1%. So that's what I mean. So if I go straight to the charts, this week we've had a couple of interest rates. Like on yesterday, we had cash rates from the Bank of Australia. Okay, so they maintained theirs as 0.1. Okay, later on today we have Bank of Canada interest rates, and we have Fed Powell testifying later on today in the evening. Okay, at 6 p.m. Same time we have the interest rates for Canada. Then tomorrow is also testifying in the evening. Then the Bank of Canada, McClellan, is going to speak. Then as we end the week, we're going to have non-farm payrolls of the USA. Okay, so with that said, and what am I looking at the chart? So if you go, let's start with gold. Gold. If you look at the daily chart, just to look at the noise that I was talking about, this is what happened. Remember, we talked about this triangle was broken about 2 weeks ago. Market has broken to the upside. We saw this crazy rally last week. I believe it was on Thursday, and quickly had a drop back down. Okay, market dropped down to close below the 1910 level. And the better part of this week, Monday, Tuesday, we've seen a lot of bullish momentum following into the market. If you go to the 4-hour chart, I was watching this channel pattern. If you've been watching my part analysis, I've been talking about this channel. Okay, so you can see this higher high, higher low. We formed this new higher high. I was expecting a bit of a low to be formed, but with the uncertainties around the market, it hasn't really happened. If I go to the 1-hour chart, I was actually looking for a short trade, just a short-term pullback level. Okay, I was looking at this pattern. Okay, look at this impulse. I was looking at this ABCDE correction and waiting to see if market can drop to the downside. Okay, yesterday, but yesterday we saw a bit of a breakout to the upside. Market shot all the way to 1950, a resistance level which is normal for market to reach to that level before trying to drop down. If you go to the 30-minute, I don't go this low, but I want to show you this support and resistance level. So I was watching this pattern. Here we go. You can see it much clearer from this position. Okay, you can see that touch. Okay, and market has come to this level. I won't be surprised to see this impulsive move coming. Okay, because what I was expecting to see this impulse, a correction here, and another strong impulse to the downside. If I go back to the 4-hour chart, for market at least to come and respect this. But since market started breaking above these levels, you want to be watching what will happen next. Okay, so that's what I was watching on gold. If I go to USD CAD, my next pair, or even before I go to USD CAD, let's look at dollar index. Okay, dollar index daily charts. So dollar index daily chart, look at this. Market has been in an uptrend. We've been respecting the support and resistance level. You can see that high highs, high low, high low. Created a new high here, okay, higher low. Then now we're creating sort of a new high at this level, in line with this sort of like a wedge like pattern to the upside, okay, respecting here one touch, second touch. We can easily see this rally come up to touch here another time at the 98.5, which will be my up bullish trend target, okay. We can easily see that, especially with a lot of uncertainties in the market. We can see that market rallying to that point quite easily. The fact the market has gone breaking these previous highs, you can see this previous high, we broke it, came back, sort of tried to retest here. Market tried to go lower, but yesterday and today we're seeing a follow through coming in. And if I go to the 4-hour chart, yesterday evening we saw market rally. Okay, let's go to the 1-hour chart. Here we go. You can see yesterday we sort of had a double bottom and market strongly rallied to the upside, okay. So I won't be surprised to see this market continuing to the upside, okay. I'm just watching those resistance levels in the markets, and that's what I was saying. Maybe we can see that gold drop quite a bit to the downside, targeting, I didn't say which level. If it drops, you can look back at 1886, around that level, okay, around this level over here, yeah, 1886, this support level. But if market rallies and breaks the previous high, this market can easily hit the $2,000 mark yet again, which we saw hitting back in 2020, okay. So that's it on that one. So I was on USD card, sorry. Then I'll come to Aussie dollar. I have a trade running on Aussie dollar. USD card, interesting. I had a short trade on this one. Start of the week, it was an easy trade. Let me not say easy, but we had this was Monday open, okay. Monday open, market rallied, came to this significant resistance level around here, started playing around. So I was looking for this gap to close. I immediately entered at that level. I got a very good entry at this top. I didn't even think twice about it, just waited. So this candlestick, this doji formation close, and I was in that sell and closed this gap. It was a very good trade, and I wasn't looking ambitiously for crazy targets. If I go back to the 4-hour chart, I was just looking for this. You can see market is sort of in a consolidation here, okay. Look at that resistance level, look at the support level. I was targeting the support level, which as you can see was a very good target level. Market touched it and immediately consolidated there for some time and immediately rallied higher, okay. So it was a good sideways correction, okay. So what am I watching now? Right now, whenever market is in a sideways movement, I'm never really fighting. I'm normally waiting to see what will happen. Last week we sort of had this breakout, which was a fake out, touched our targets, which we've been talking about at the 1.2835 level, and quickly closed back below. I won't be surprised to see if also market can spike and touch the 1.26 level, 62 level at this support here. But anyway, this one I'm just sitting out and watching. I don't have any bias, don't have any trade on it right now. I had a trade on Monday which went quite well, made some good money on that one, and now I'm looking for just waiting and paying attention to what is happening over here. Also on this trade which I was able to take, it was a good confirmation on the 4-hour. Look at that spike to the upside. Market was unable to close above this resistance level, and that's why we saw that strong drop of more than 100. It was I got about 130 pips on that one with good risk reward and good position sizing. It was a good trade, okay. So I don't have anything much on this one. Let me not say much. I'm watching and paying attention to what will happen to this. Remember, this sideways movement started in start of February, end of January actually. So a whole month market has just been consolidating, okay. Apart from that, if I go to Aussie dollar long term, I'm waiting for a short trade on this level. If I got the daily chart, if I got the daily chart, I'm really okay. Don't mind my noise on the chart, but what I'm watching, let me just go back to the 4. I have a lot on that. I'm watching to see how this pattern is going to be respected, okay, on the daily chart long term, okay. I'm watching this. You can see this impulsive move, a touch here, a touch here, a touch here. Market came down, we touched that one, and now we've seen market rallying to the upside, okay. So currently I'm seeing if market is sort of unable to break this resistance level, okay. You can see this touch here, market dropped. We've come, touched again, market dropped, touched it again a third time and dropped. So I'm looking for a short-term drop, which I have a trade running on it. So I have a short-term trade on this one, very intraday trade actually, waiting to see if market can come and retest this support level. Okay, you can see this sort of resistance. We broke it, came down, resistance, breakout. Now I'm just looking for market to come and retest it around the 0.723 level, or the 0.7225 level. Okay, that's what I'll be watching to see if market can come, and then we can easily get a rally to the upside. But for now, I'm looking for that short-term trade, because I was watching today morning, I saw this resistance here, and resistance here. So I took a good 1:2.3 risk reward trade and looking for a target to the downside on that level, which is currently about 30 or 25 pips away. Okay, but that's what I'm watching on this one. US 30 we had a good trade yesterday, very good trade yesterday. It's sort of like what I'm seeing on like the USD, the Aussie dollar that I have. It was sort of more or less, this is on the 1 hour chart. I was looking at this trend line, so you can see this first touch, second touch, third touch. Look at this resistance level. You can see that resistance, and then you can see how market fell down with a good risk reward of 1:3, and we're still seeing market continuing with that downward momentum to the downside. So this was a good trade. That was yesterday, in and out, and now we're just looking at what will happen next in the market. 4 hour chart, I'm seeing market is still sort of trying to push to the downside, not with much momentum, but still pushing. Long term, I have sort of like a flag formation, which I might be expecting a touch here, and a rally further up. But for now, we're sort of getting a bit of some pullbacks in the market, which we should pay a lot of attention to. Okay, and before I end it, just to look at oil, man, look at this market. If you look at the 1 day chart, market closed very bullish yesterday. Look at that. In a bull market, bear factors are often ignored. So if someone was looking to short around here, look where market has gone to, all the way. Market started the week at 92, and right now we're at 110 and still rising. You can see today we opened with a gap, closed, and still rising. So oil is very directional. Okay, once it gets a direction, it's easy to see that market being respected for a very long time. Just the same way we got a downtrend here, market short all the way. If you zoom it out, let's go to the 1 week. Just look at the big picture. If you look here, look at this. When market was in this uptrend, look, straight up, there was no much correction or much pullback. Okay, all the way to 140. Market went all the way down back to 36, then came back all the way up to 113, and then dropped all the way back down to 27, then up to 75, then all the way to 0, and now we are up at 110. So oil is very directional, follows the basic supply and demand that we normally see in the market. So when you're trading this one, you need to respect those levels, okay, or that analogy of supply and demand in the market. Okay, so that's it mainly. I don't have anything much. I'm not playing any guesswork here, so I believe I'll end it there. I think I've done enough justice on that one. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at in the market. Nothing much, nothing else. Keeping it minimal, less is more, and that's what I'm doing the better part of this week. We've seen that USD card trade went quite well, and the USD card short and the Dow Jones short yesterday. So Monday, Tuesday as well. Then I have the Aussie dollar running short. I'm looking for the 0.77230 level, just right there. That's an intraday trade. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed that one. Allow me to end it there, and I'll see you guys on Friday. So peace.